All right, guys, welcome back to another YouTube banger. It's formally introduce myself. My name is Esteban Bates. I really don't have a hometown. Born in Oklahoma, raised in California. But first YouTube video. I guess first official YouTube video. First, kind of, you know what it is. But I was up in my bed just coming up with like takes on TNC just because I really love TNC. I'm really tapped in with TNC. I really know history about TNC, and I have a lot of outrageous takes, and I kind of want to be in the space. So this is my first video, kind of just introducing myself to the space. Just a couple takes that I wanted to get by. I was kind of talking about Kel right now. I was talking to Kel by myself. I was like, man, how did Kel lose 30-9 to Keon? But it happens. And I was low key talking to you. I was like, man, you can't score that. Like, nigga, you can't score that. But who am I? Low key, who am I? I'm not even nigga. I ain't even played high school basketball, so who am I? But yeah. Just looking back at the kind of season Kel had that year, or that kind of that month span, that time span, because he had came back from a major injury. He was, and it doubted upon. Niggas was like, man, it's Kel, you top 10, man, Kel sucked. And Nas switched up on Kel. Let's be honest. Nas switched up on Kel. Come on. And Kel was moving, and Nas moved a little crazy, nigga. Nigga was moving a little crazy, I ain't gonna lie. But, yeah, and just to see how Kel bounced back from that. Kel came back against a major game versus the Boss Life MVP, Pat So Wavy. And Pat was on a tear that season. He beat Scar. He was playing really well in the 3v3, 2v2s, the fives. And fresh legs, Pat versus a seasoned veteran coming back to the space, Kel. Hoodie Kel. And when you look at that game and you really dissect what was really happening, you see nigga use some big words, you feel me? But if you really dissect that game, you see what was happening, you see how Kel was trying to fight back in that game. And Pat was crazy. 20-2, I was like, this nigga gonna come back? Like, even I was like, this nigga gonna come back. But when you see Kel, like, just not backing away, just sticking down on his 10 and just playing defense, that's when you realize it's gonna be a good game. And that game was a great game. That's top 20 TNC games all time. A lot of games did not be in that game. And that rivals BIL versus Will. Will tune in. Yes, I'm saying it. That rivals BIL versus Will tune in. I do not care. Yes, that is a great game. But is it better than Pat So Wavy and Kel? Is it better than Pat So Wavy and Kel? Is it better than Pat So Wavy and Kel? Let's be honest here, people. Who are you taking? Who are you? Okay, no, that's a whole different topic. But to get back on that, yeah, if you really look back at that game, Kel versus Pat, you kind of just see like the birth of a real one-on-one game, like a real well executed, well recorded, well just all around well rounded game. Like if you just look at it and dissect the Cincinnati series, like the court, what they had on, how they were just being professionals, not letting. I mean, no, low key, they was kind of looking at calls sometimes, but still, the game still went on, and the crowd was more even tuned in than anything else. None of them from Cincinnati, but people in the stands cheering for Kel, people in the stands, oohs and ahs from Pat when he hits a 2K ass shot. It just makes you realize that the ones when it could be when it could be properly executed, it could be a very entertaining game. And you just want to see more games of that nature. Like last game I could think of that was up to that like level. I haven't watched the TNC, like the TNC show, not the TNC pay-per-view games, because I got paid for it. Nigga broke out here. You're struggling out here. You can't be always paid for that shit. But still, I would say Tay versus Rob. Missing a couple free throws for the game. 10,000 on the line, and then Rob hitting a couple big threes down the stretch just to end it. That was a really good game. And it was a game for brotherhood. It was just showing like, okay, fuck us being cool. Like, if we checked up, who would win? And honestly, I don't think Tay's losing second matchup. I don't think Tay's losing his second matchup. That's all I gotta say. I don't think Tay's losing his second matchup. I don't think Tay's losing his second matchup against Zay either. I'm standing 10 toes on that. ISO. ISO. That's all I gotta say. ISO. Who else? Who else? I kind of wanted to talk about Nas versus Rob. This will be my last topic before I end the YouTube banger first video. Nas versus Rob. Now let's be honest. That's the scene. That's the game everybody on the scene wants to watch. You know, if you're new, if you've been here for a while, if you've watched it, even the birth of, you know, Balls Live next chapter, Figure Fam, Balls Live next chapter, Figure Fam, and OTD. You just always wanted to see that game because they're both the same kind of player, big guards who are very crafty, and when you see that, you just want to see, okay, if they laced it up for real for 10,000, who would win? I got my money on Rob. Now, I'm going to tell you why, though. Every time they checked up 3v3, 2v2, 5-on-5, Rob has never been scared. That nigga sit up there, hands bulky as hell, arms looking like he don't want to put him up like that. But he's still there. He not scared. He sliding his fingers right there. Now when Nas got to guard Rob, when Rob had that ball right there in that shot pocket, Nas looked scared. I don't care what you say. Nas looked scared. He looked scared to guard Rob. He do every time. I promise you he do every time. I've watched the videos. I've seen the Balls Live. The only game he didn't look scared guarding Rob was the TNC Chapter 1. TNC Season 2 Chapter 1. No, Chapter 2 Season 1. And when Nas went federal on that game, like, Nas was going crazy. That nigga was hitting buckets everywhere. But yeah, man. Other than that, I Rob moneyline, man. TNC moneyline, and I think Scotty Weaver needs to look. Now I don't know the situation. I really don't understand the situation. I heard during a Discord call that Scotty said he quoted Michael Beasley. He said, "If you do anything for $1, you do anything for $1." And what that kind of message to me was that obviously Ball's life had did something to Scotty that was just unforgivable, or not unforgivable, just unforgettable, and he just doesn't want to take his business to that, to that route, which is understandable. At the end of the day, that's TNC is what he's created, and if he doesn't feel comfortable doing collaborations with Ball's Life or OTD, that's understandable. I wouldn't do it either if I didn't really felt comfortable. But this is the last thing I'm gonna say before I end this video. But Ball's Life versus TNC would be a generational series. Generational series. I'm talking about it would get to the nitty gritty, niggas talking shit left and right. Cause at the end of the day, that's what everybody want to see. Everybody want to see it. Everyone want to see what's the best YouTube channel on YouTube. Is it the Next Chapter Boys? Where's the Balls Life guys? And if I had to put my money on it, and if I had to put my house safe and my mortgage, my car payments, nigga, my rent, Next Chapter